Allie, happy Memorial Day.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, we had Memorial Day
Yesterday.
weekend. Yeah.
Well, the whole weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
But yesterday was the day.
The celebration of Memorial Day. And I had to work for a little bit, but then I did some things, and so did you, and it was a doozy.
Yep. I went to the park and drank a little tequila.
Little tequila.
Little tequila. And then walked.
You know, you are tequila. Remember how one of our listener questions was, what cocktail would you be? And I said that, we should be a Boilermaker, and you would be the tequila and I would be the PBR.
Yeah, well, that makes sense because I do be drinking a lot of tequila.
The tequila.
But I got 12,000 steps yesterday.
Oh, I should check mine.
Which it's because we walked all the way to 33 taps because we were drunk enough to not care. So
well, it took you guys a while because you
Yeah,
had
'cause-
called me like right before I left, and I had to go teach.
Mm-hmm.
And then like an hour and a half later is when you shut up.
Yeah, well.
What happened? I think you guys didn't leave right
Oh,
away.
we went to
maybe.
Bopa's first. We went to Bopa's and peed and hung out with Mitch for a second, and then we walked from her house to 33 taps,
Oh.
which was a doozy of a walk. It's like a 30-minute walk.
I sometimes need to do walks like that, though.
It was fun. I like walking.
Me too. I miss walking.
I don't know if like the steps count when you're walking to bars. I don't know if it cancels it all out, but I feel like I did a lot, so.
I only did 7,000 steps yesterday, but that's more than average for me.
Yeah, that's good.
I need to make it more points to... Oh, my step counts are so bad. Literally, my 6 months average, daily average is 2,500.
Yeah, that's how mine normally is too. It's because we work at home.
Ugh, it's so bad because it used to be, if I go to last year at this time, it's like 8,000.
Gotta go on walkies
I know.
more. Yeah, we all met up at 33 Taps eventually. We all made it there, and it was a good time.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I feel like we don't do friend hangs like that. Well, we do. I don't know. What do we do? I feel like we don't like just go to bars and like sit and chill. Or maybe we do, I
I feel
guess.
like we do
That's
a lot.
true.
Like that's like a lot of what we
I
do.
think it's just rare that we have like the whole group together, like everybody's partner and them.
Yeah.
That's why it felt different.
Yeah. And 33 Taps has these French fries that we got. They were banh mi French fries.
Ooh, is that what you're eating when you first got there?
Yes.
That looks really good.
They were so good.
Mm.
And you can get like chicken or tofu or beef or whatever you want to get, pork, whatever. It was really good. Highlight.
Yeah, I mean, originally 33 Tops was going to be our spot. I think that was an outlier, though, that day that we came, that it was like
We should definitely check it
packed.
again.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a good place to go. It's not my favorite, like, vibe.
No, the outside area is fine,
Yeah.
but inside it's very sporty.
Yeah, well, there was like a TV outside, too.
Oh,
And
that's
it
right.
was like a basketball game. It was Pacers and something else. I only know Pacers because that's Indiana. And there was a guy who knew Langston, and he was from Indiana.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy that was sitting with us for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, go Pacers. I was like, Reggie Miller. And he was like, oh. Basically, he was like, oh, wow, so you're a Pacers fan. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from Indiana. Do you think I would know who Reggie Miller was? Do I look like the kind of girl that would know who Reggie Miller is unless I'm, like, from there?
Mm-hmm. Yep, because I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I don't know, like, modern day people either.
Yeah.
I literally just grew up with a brother. I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
Like, when we were kids, he was a big basketball fan, and so like,
Yeah.
I learned about... I also think there was something about basketball in the 90s. Don't you think? It
yeah,
was, like, more
because
popular?
Michael Jordan was...
And Shaquille O'Neal, and it was just... There was something about it. I feel like it was more famous than it is now.
Yeah, I had like a Chicago Bulls
Yeah.
Beanie Baby.
Well, now there's, like, LeBron James. I
Yeah.
feel like it's just not as big as... And maybe that's just my own perception of it, but... You know, we had Space Jam.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. We're going to do some hexing and blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Blessings and hexings.
Blessings and hexings.
Blessings and hexings. So, who do you want to hex today?
I want to hex all the weird, creepy men who go into photography with the main goal of taking naked pictures of women.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, and
It's a real
they're
thing.
normally creeps. And I know this from experience because there's a lot of them where I'm from, and they make their whole brand like taking pictures of naked girls, and then the girls are like, "Oh, but it's art." But
Yeah,
it's like,
it's not. They're what are they doing with your pictures? And it's like the girls are like, "Oh, I got a free photography
Right.
session," but it's like you did, but you don't know what they're gonna do with those pictures.
yeah,
Like,
there's just something about it. It bothers me, especially when you hear about these men who are being creepy at professional photo shoots, professional quote unquote, because they're not being
there's
professional.
a lot of like abuse that happens.
Yeah, like, ugh, this happened to one of our friends lately, and I just think it's gross. So I'd like to hex all of the men out there who don't find any artistic joy in photography. They just like seeing women naked.
I actually had a guy like that come up to me that was like, I don't know if he was like one of the naked photographer people, but it was definitely weird because it was in Westwood in like 2017, and he came up to me, I think at some coffee shop, and he was like, "You look like you would be a good muser," something shit like that, like I want to take your pictures, and then he was like, "I used to shoot for Halle Berry," and he was like showing me some like pictures of Halle Berry, and looking back on it, I think I just kind of brushed it off and like somehow got out of the conversation and walked away. But then, so at that time I was working in Westwood and I was teaching, and one of my students saw the same guy, and he did the same. It was like the same exact lines that he had said to
Ew.
her. I forget like what exactly he said to me, but it was like very specific thing that he said to me, and he said the same exact thing to her.
Wow.
And yeah, these sleazy guys.
They're just, they're sleazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, and you always, I feel like I can always tell, like, what kind of photographer these people are. And then you look at their Instagram and it's like all just nudies, which is fine. Normally, I think that nude pictures can be really artistic.
I think so
and
too, but I would not
tasteful.
let a man. I think it would have to be a woman.
It's like, why are you that photographer?
Yeah.
As a man, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Also, it's like the men who
Are gynecologists.
are gynecologists.
Exactly
Like,
how I
that's
feel.
how I feel.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
why are you really doing this?
Yeah.
Ew.
Like, I think some people, maybe their, like, mother had cervical cancer or something, and they're
Yeah.
like, there's, like, those good ones out there, but other than that, it's like,
Why did you pick this?
It also doesn't make any sense. I don't think that, like, somebody with the male anatomy should be allowed. Maybe this is a hot take, but, like,
Maybe.
I don't think...
Taking a look at pussies for a living.
It's weird.
It is weird. I'm hexing all those creepos, those sleazies.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine the photographer guy who's being fucking creepy. Come together. Hex them.
Hex them. You all know them. Mm-hmm. There's one in every hometown. Maybe two.
Yeah. The other person that I want to hex this week, and I think that it's cliche, but we have to do it. Like,
Yeah.
it has to happen.
If we're talking about hexing people,
Yeah,
this
because,
guy needs to be
like,
hexed.
literally Donald Trump.
Just Donald Trump. Like, if we could actually hex him every week,
Yes.
that would be ideal.
Let's hex him every week, but, like, we have to say it out loud because he's the worst, and we don't want him to be the president.
He can't be the president again.
I'll cry. But I'll also be a little unsurprised because of what happened last time, and, nothing surprises me anymore.
If he becomes president again, I think I'll take moving out of America a lot more serious than I do now.
Yeah.
And I might just dip and go somewhere.
Yeah. We both work from home, so we could. Anywho, hexing Donald Trump.
We all know him.
Come together.
Come
Hex
together.
him. Hex him.
Yeah.
We hate him.
He is scum of the earth.
Yeah, I feel like we don't really even need to explain it.
Yeah.
Like, we all know.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Who we blessing today?
Who we blessing. So I don't know if you guys saw the TikToks going around about this. It was a House committee meeting, and I don't know enough about politics to know what they were talking about, but basically the conversation was one of the Republican representatives,
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking to Jasmine Crockett, who's a representative in Texas, who's Democrat. And she's like, well, Crockett first is like, do you even know what this hearing is about? And then Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, do you even know what it's about? It must be your fake eyelashes that are getting in the way.
Yeah.
And then
which
AOC,
I guess it's not allowed to comment on physical appearances.
Yeah, you can't like bash people like that. And it makes sense. Like you can't like literally just like call
like
that's
we're all
so
professionals
unprofessional.
Here. Yeah.
And then AOC she
got on my nerves, to be honest. I was like, shut up.
But she was mad. So she was
pissed.
mad, and she was like, you cannot be saying that. Like, you have to apologize.
I didn't like when she was like, baby girl.
Oh, yeah, that was like a little bit
too.
She got like a little bit too like fighty, catty.
Yeah,
with
a little
it.
Too catty.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was
But
pissed.
I get it. She was mad. And I think rightfully so. I think maybe she let her emotions get into it a little bit too much.
But I
like,
don't blame her.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that she really felt for Jasmine Crockett because for a while she was the only like liberal young like woman around, like, and so I think that, you know, because Jasmine Crockett is also now there, she's like protective of her maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But anyway, so AOC's like, no, fuck you. No, I mean, she doesn't say that. But she's mad. And then, like, some things happen, and I guess they were, like, trying to say that Marjorie Taylor Greene can still talk after that or something, but, like, actually she can't because of her comment.
Yeah.
And so Jasmine Crockett is like, okay, well, I just want to clarify then, if someone in this community starts talking about someone's bleach blonde, bad built, butch body,
bleach
that
blonde
would not be engaging in personalities, correct? So she's kind of saying
what
like,
now?
yeah, and the guy like
he gets taken aback.
The hearing guy with the gavel is like, what?
What now?
But I feel like he just wanted to hear her say it again.
I think he was just surprised by it.
Yeah.
And he was like, what? Like, he didn't know what to do.
Did you see the guy next to him? The guy next to him was like, looked like he was trying to laugh. Or trying not to laugh.
Bleach blonde, bad built,
butch body.
Like, she has definitely said that to her friends
I
before.
think she's been sitting on that phrase. She's been waiting for the moment.
Like, she's definitely said that about Marjorie Taylor Greene before, and then now she got to actually use it.
But the alliteration, it was so quick, too.
Yep.
She was just like, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. She didn't
and that's
stutter.
kind of hard to say.
Yeah, she didn't stutter at all. Like,
yeah.
So it was some good stuff.
We're going to bless Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, we're going to bless her. And I've also now like been seeing more videos of like what she talks about in the hearings, and she's just really well spoken and she's relatable because I feel like she's well spoken but also talks like somebody that's like a human. Like, yeah, I mean, I just agree with most of the stuff she's saying.
Yeah.
Watch her be like actually bad and like see, here's the thing. This is with a grain of salt of like the snippets of things that I've seen, you know. I agree with what she's saying and like what she's doing for Congress. So
Coven, bless her.
Bless her. Yeah, that's that.
All right.
So we're in the beginning of a new month, and we are in June, and we've actually had this month planned for a while. We wanted to do drugs.
Yeah, because June is summertime.
Yeah, is that why we decided?
And summertime is a drug time. It's a summertime of drugs.
Yeah.
For us, at least, right now. Our topic's not like, we're not ingesting them.
I can't believe it's June already. Well, actually, we're recording in May still, but it's going to be June when we
I know,
upload
it's crazy.
It's really crazy. We decided we're going to choose a different drug. We already did psilocybin, actually, but we're going to talk about LSD this week.
Acid.
And we did some minimal research, but I think that we decided we just want to tell you our stories about it and then just do little tidbits of history. I don't want to incriminate myself, though.
Well,
I've never done it.
I think we're fine. I've never done it either, but if I were to
have done it, I was in high school.
If I were to do it, I bet my experience would be like this. So,
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Allie.
And you're listening to
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for LSD.
Acid.
Oh, we didn't quite get it that time. Acid. We're stupid.
Whatever. It works.
So, yeah.
Missy Myers is FaceTiming me.
Oh, shit. Should you answer? Bring her on the pod.
Girl.
What's up, girl?
Oh, shit.
Girl.
Wait, is this the podcast night?
Yeah.
Well, we changed it to Tuesday.
You do it Tuesday? I thought it was Wednesday.
We changed it.
Oh, shit. Okay. I was just calling to give you shit. I've almost finished the essential oils episode. I'm not done yet.
You know,
No, you know what? One of my old coworkers was all about doTERRA oil.
oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah, that's
You
shit.
hear about doTERRA?
Yeah, we mentioned it in the pod a little bit.
Oh, see, I'm
Yeah.
not there yet. I'm on the young life part.
Yep. Yeah, it's a little crazy.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay tuned then.
What would you like to say to our audience listening right now?
Oh, hi.
We may or may not include this in the.
Probably not. It's fine.
We're talking about LSD.
LSD.
No experience there. Sorry, guys. I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, we've never done it either.
No, nope, never. No, I actually.
True?
Yeah, I have.
It's not
We're trying
true.
we're trying to not incriminate ourselves here, Missy.
She's like, wait, that's not true.
No,
I know
that's
it's
not
not.
true. You gotta at least leave that part in. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to that, and let's chat soon. Love you guys.
Okay, love
Talk
you.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
I want to hang out with Missy. I love Missy.
Me too.
I wish she lived closer.
Me too.
Where were we? We're talking about LSD. We did some research. We're going to talk about our own stories a little bit.
Right, we're trying not to incriminate ourselves, so
yeah.
we'll figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that police in LA have a lot more to worry about than two girls who've done LSD in the past.
Yeah, you can't get arrested for like admitting that you've done it in the past, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, you know who admitted that they did it in the past and got away with it is Albert Hoffman,
Mm-hmm.
the
Let's talk about
guy
it.
who discovered it.
Well, let's go in it. Let's get in it.
Yeah, so this is 81 years ago now. 81 years ago, on April 19th, 1943, Albert Hoffman, a chemist from Switzerland, ingested a minute amount of a compound derived from the
Ergot.
fungus.
Ergot.
That's the
Ergot.
fungus. Ergot.
Ergot.
And I read somewhere that he actually discovered it in the 1930s, but this was his first time actually ingesting it, and it was a very, very small amount.
Mm-hmm.
And he rode his bicycle home, and he was fucked up.
He was tripping.
He was disoriented.
He went on a little trippy bike ride.
Yes. And so actually now, April 19th, the date that this happened in 1943, has now become known as Bicycle Day. Not to be confused with World Bicycle Day, which is in June. But this is Bicycle Day. And I think it's sort of like a hippie holiday, like 420 is.
Yeah.
But people will ride their bike on that day. And he had his little trippy trip on the bike. Oh yeah, so this is what he said about it. I was taken to another world, another place, another time. My body seemed to be without sensation, lifeless, strange.
Oh.
At a conference in 1978, he said that he still felt it the day after.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, all my senses vibrated in a condition of highest sensitivity that persisted for the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, he had an experience with it. And he also later discovered psilocybin, found out that it was also hallucinogenic.
We should be blessing this man.
Yeah, we should be. But in this kind of like interview, this article from Scientific American, it sounds like he has mixed feelings about bringing both substances into the world because he doesn't like the negativity basically that came from it as a drug, and he wants to say that it's like obviously could be dangerous and stuff like that, but it also could like open up your mind to certain
Yeah, as long as
things.
you don't overdo it, I think it's you know.
Okay, well, what do you have about it?
I have how the United States government used acid in experiments.
Oh, shit. Okay.
April 10th, 1953. Alan Dulles. He was the newly appointed director of the CIA, and he gave this big speech to the Princeton alumni talking about how, because it was during the Cold War, like Soviet Union was doing all that stuff, and the American POWs were returning from the country, and they may have been converted by communist brainwashers. So he's making this announcement to like people saying, this is what we think is happening, because basically they thought that the Soviets were using acid to brainwash their own people and our American army people.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because there were some Americans who like didn't come home, or they were just really messed up. So he was pretty much saying like, we want to know the magnitude of the problem. We realize that it's a sinister battle for the men's minds, and it's in the Soviets' hands, and we're calling it brain warfare. And he was just saying I think he was just saying that we think that the Soviet brain perversion techniques, and maybe they were using acid, or maybe it was rampant there. I don't really know like where the acid comes in, but he was expressing like his fears, like, are they using chemical? Yeah. So he didn't know. Are they using chemical agents, hypnosis? Like, we are basically like, what else would make sense that American values wouldn't be accepted over there? Cause it's like a communist nation. So what are they doing? Are they hypnotizing people? Are they, because they just couldn't fathom that people would go along with it.
Oh, okay.
So he's trying to figure that out. And then basically, long story short, this guy decides that he's going to launch the MK Ultra program, which was the top secret CIA program. And it was saying that it's like for American values, and it's to get like more information on the Cold War. And they thought maybe they could use mind control to hypnotize and get like information out of the person. So that's what they were experimenting, was like acid and what it does. And if,
Okay, so that's what I was thinking in the first place.
what
That they were using it as like experimenting on people.
America is,
Okay.
not Soviet. Like, we don't know.
Okay.
I don't think he knew what Soviet Union was doing. I think this was all just in America, because he launches this program, and their experiments centered around behavior modification, which would be from electroshock therapy, hypnosis, polygraphs, radiation, a bunch of different drugs, toxins, and chemicals. And these experiments relied on test subjects who, some freely volunteered, some volunteered under like coercion, like bribed. And then some had absolutely no idea they were being experimented on.
Damn.
Yeah, so that part was the unethical part.
Well, yeah.
But this guy was very conscious of that, and he said basically like, we can't tell the American people that we're doing this to non-consenting humans. Like, we can't say that. So we're going to sugarcoat it and say something different and kind of keep it low key so that nobody questions it.
Did nobody ever get in trouble for this?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
But so a lot of experiments took place on like prisoners, because they were more willing to volunteer for the experiments in exchange for like more recreational time or like stuff like that. And this one guy, Witty Bulger, in 1957, that he was one of these people, and he experienced total loss of appetite, hallucinating, the room would change shapes, hours of paranoia, feeling violent. We experienced horrible periods of living nightmares, and even had blood coming out of the walls. Guys
Scary.
turning to skeletons in front of me.
They gave him way too much.
Yeah, I saw a camera change into the head of a dog.
How much did they give him?
He's like, I felt like I was going insane.
Well, yeah.
And he had been injected with it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was one of the CIA's key interests for the brain warfare program because they thought maybe it could be useful in interrogations.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like going through hell, basically, like doing this. But, and not just him, a bunch of other inmates and stuff, but also people would just get drugged by the government and then get watched. And they would do this by this one guy came in, I think it was like it was like a hotel room or something, and they like decorated it, made it look different, like just crazy looking kind of, and they put a two-way mirror in the hotel room with a bunch of bugs like around the room, like the recording devices. Okay. And they would have prostitutes lure men into the room and then slip LSD into their drink, and then they would just watch what happens.
That's crazy.
This is the United States government.
So unethical. It's just crazy to me. Like, I've been thinking about this thought, and this is a little bit of tangent, but I've been thinking about this thought of, like, once you're placed into power, then you can get away with so much. Mm-hmm. And then once you're placed into a position of, like you can go from, like, being a person in jail and everybody treats you like a person in jail to somebody who has all the power in the world. You could, like, at the snap of a finger get power, and you don't really deserve it. And you just, like, people in power somehow are more credible than somebody that doesn't have power. But they're doing dumb, crazy shit. Like, that... For what? You know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, they would pay the sex workers a small amount of cash for doing this deed for them. But then he wasn't sure, like, what would happen if they, like, had any run-ins with the law or whatever. But that kind of got them questioning, like, maybe we should use prostitutes in more things for us. You know, because, like,
they should be paid. I hope they're paying them well. Like,
it said a little bit of cash, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
But they were, like, thinking, should we use prostitutes to do this more with more things? Because men want sex, so that's an easy way.
It's really crazy
to
though,
lure
because
them
it's
in.
like we're doing this, but we're also arresting prostitutes. Like,
right, I know. That's the thing,
like,
and it just seems crazy. Like, this guy who was in charge of basically the trap. His name was George White. And he would just, like, sit behind the two-way mirror with a martini and just have a fucking...
It was entertainment for him.
Chill day.
That's sick.
I know, isn't that crazy? So eventually it did come crumbling down because there was a new member in 1963. It was a member of the CIA Inspectors General staff who learned that the project was using non-voluntary human subjects, and he shut it down. But the MK Ultra, like the experiment people, those directors tried to convince the CIA's audit board that the research should continue, and they were trying to, like, no, but, like, this is what we want, and this is it, you know, like,
why not just get voluntary subjects?
I don't know. And then, yeah, they brought all research, insisted that the agency follow new research ethic guidelines and bring all programs on non-consenting volunteers to an end. So it ended in 1963.
I want to know what happens now. Like, what kind of
I'm sure they're doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, like, what's happening that we don't know about yet?
They're probably lying to us about so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's insane.
I mean, the older I get, the more I'm like, I used to kind of not make fun of, but, like, because my mom gets, like, paranoid about certain things. Mm-hmm. But the older I get, I'm like, you know what? It is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
The government is out to
like,
get
I wouldn't
not
be
that my
surprised.
Mom's saying that, but yeah.
No, but it does make you think, like, these conspiracy people might be on something.
They are onto something. In a lot of times, I think they are, but I think that sometimes it's like you try to connect things and it's a stretch, but
yeah.
But sometimes it's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, aliens definitely have been found.
Yeah, well, I mean, they told us.
Yeah.
And we're all just like, yeah, we know.
Yeah. It's like, y'all haven't been hiding very well.
We all know, but yeah, I don't know. It's just...
Ergot.
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 He was using earth witch power, using things from the earth
Oh, yeah.
to
Yep,
make
green
something
witch.
else. He's a green witch.
Yeah.
So
Bring it all together.
you haven't done acid before.
I've never done it, but if I did, it would have been in college.
Yeah. Tell us about
And
the imaginary trip that you think you would have.
I would have probably done it more than once. And it would have been for the first time when I was in college. And there was this townie. I don't know. I might send him this podcast. So actually, this is kind of a fucked up story. So I will tell it so here's the thing. Let's say his name is, give me any guy's
Frank.
name. Frank. Okay, so his name is Frank. And me and Frank were friends. I met him at like a house party, but he was a townie, but my age. Like, so not like a creepy older townie, but he was my age. And do you know what a townie means?
Yeah,
Oh,
someone who lives in the town.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like a college
It definitely is
specific-
like college campus, because that means he doesn't go to college there or live there because of college. He just lives there
grew up
because that's where he's from.
Yeah, and it was a really small town. But anyway, we were friends and we used to hang out a lot. And I think he had a big old crush on me. But he got us acid, and we did acid in my dorm room. We probably would have.
Yeah,
If this were a real story, but
Right.
it's not. And and I probably would have ended up taking 2.
Yeah.
Because I took 1. They were in the little sheets, and this is all imaginary dream scenario, but they were in the little, you get the little tabs, and I
Yeah.
took 1, and I was like, I don't feel anything after like 30 minutes or something, and then we took another one. And then, I would have been looking out the window, and the tree branches were moving, and I would have gotten some crafts, and we had some finger paint
Oh, that's
shit.
That's good. There's
which
always,
might still be in my room, my growing up
I
room.
think doing any kind of art is fun when I would imagine would be fun on acid.
Yeah, it was fun. And then here's what happened. I ended up going to go meet up with the guy that I had a crush on later. And I didn't realize this at the time, but I've talked to Frank about it since, and I've reflected on the situation. And it was actually kind of fucked up because I left him in my dorm room to go hang out with this other guy, and he's like tripping alone in my dorm room.
That's fucked up.
And I didn't really think of it at the time because I think I was kind of coming down,
Yeah.
but I didn't like check in on him to see
Yeah.
like how he's doing. But I think like at the time I didn't really think of it. I was just like, la la la, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go.
Well, you're in college.
Yeah, I was like, la la la, let me go over to this guy I like's dorm. And it was like in the same dorm building, but like a different dorm room on the other side of the building. And yeah, but that was my first time.
Was it fun?
It was fun, yeah. I mean, I think that like it was just pretty chill. There was another moment that like it was raining outside, I remember. So we had done it like towards the nighttime. We would have if we had done it, but I didn't.
Right, because you don't do drugs.
I don't do drugs, and I'm just saying, if this is all a dream scenario, but, if I would have done it, it was raining outside, and I remember, like, going downstairs, and our dorm was shaped like, the building was shaped like a U, and so my room was facing the U, so you could, like, look down, see what's going on down there. So we went down there to, I think, go smoke a cigarette, or just, like, get air or something, and we go down there, and we're, like, sitting by the steps, because it's raining, and we didn't have an umbrella, I don't think. And then one of our mutual, just like somebody we knew from the college, came up to us, and I remember she had this like clear umbrella, and I was just like staring because we were sitting on the steps.
We've talked about this before.
Yeah, we were like sitting on the steps, and I was like staring up at her, and I'm like watching the raindrops like come down on her clear umbrella, like trying to act normal. And she's like, hey, I don't even know what she said, but she's like talking to us, and I'm like trying to be a normal human.
Yeah.
I guess I probably could have told her, but I think I was just like, but no, it was fun. Yeah.
And did you do it again after that?
I might have,
Maybe in your dreams.
maybe in my dreams. I actually can't remember. Like, I think I've maybe done it 3 times. If I had
Yeah.
done
you
it, then
seem
I
like
might have done it 3 times.
You're the type of person who may have done it
Might
3
have,
times.
but I wouldn't have because it's illegal. So I don't usually do anything illegal. Never do anything illegal.
Or not, yeah.
And then the other time that I remember that's memorable is it was just a very small amount, and because it was like, what was it called, candy flipping, when you have a little bit of acid and a little bit of Molly, and it was at a Beyonce concert.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
that was like just really intense because I was with my friend. It was just me and her, and we were like in San Jose, but we lived in the Bay Area, and we had to like figure out how to get home after. And then we were like, let's go to Oakland. Went to Oakland, and by the time we got there, like all the bars and everything was closed. And so we're just like in the streets of Oakland, and she had to like, which neither of us lived in Oakland. So we're like both like kind of high in the streets of Oakland. And then she called her like guy that she was dating at the time to come pick us up, and he picked us up and took us to her house. And we were just like, I just remember like, that one was fun, but I think that I felt like a little awkward. Like, it just lasted really long.
Yeah.
And then I think, like, because we had to go from San Jose, then we went to Oakland. It was just like a long thing to try to do. I don't think I would want to do it. Yeah. But it was also much more mild than the other time that I didn't do it. So, yeah.
The other time
It was like more mild, but it was like mixed. So it was like a weird feeling, I think, that time. But I remember that time, a visual that I had was like a wheel. I closed my eyes. It was like a wheel of Mickey Mouse's, like, like you know,
like a mouse wheel.
No, it was like a Ferris wheel.
Oh,
like,
okay.
like imagine like a Ferris wheel, and this is like little Mickey Mouses on the Ferris wheel, like each seat, and they're like, just like around.
Wow.
So it's like you could like see, like I would never like hallucinate anything, but I could like close my eyes and see things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I did. The tree thing was like a thing. And,
Yeah. And the water.
I don't think I've
droplets.
ever had anything like crazy like those stories where people are like, this like turned into a monster.
I
like
think you have to take a lot.
Yeah. But I've like seen things, or like especially when I close my eyes, it can get really intense. But yeah. How about you?
Well, I also don't do anything illegal.
We don't. I'm saying if I had. Yeah.
Yeah. If
I would have probably felt this way.
If I had, I would think the first time that I did it was at WVU.
What is that? West Virginia University?
Yep. That's where we all used to go party all the time because everyone goes there. So me and I think it was my friend, I'm not going to incriminate her. We'll call her Amy. Me and Amy were doing it together, and we were just like walking the streets of Morgantown, this like college town. And I don't remember a whole lot from that one, except for when we had to part ways because she was staying with her boyfriend who went there. And I was staying with my friend Jack, who also went there. But we weren't staying at the same place because her boyfriend lived in a dorm and he could only have one person, whatever.
Yeah.
So we separated, and I remember really not liking that. Like, I was laying like on Jack's floor, like by myself, still tripping on acid.
Oh God.
And like I couldn't get to sleep, and I was like, oh my God.
That's the thing, is like it lasts really long.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever did it. Then there's 2 other times I would remember if it happened. The first one, it was on one of my birthdays. Like, I think I was probably turning 23 or something. And I was in Charleston.
I wish we would have known each other back in our hoodlum days.
I know.
We would have had a lot of fun.
We would have gotten in trouble. But I was back in Charleston, and my friend's boyfriend at the time, like, gave me a water bottle full of acid water.
How does one even do that? Oh, they put the tabs maybe in there?
I
don't know.
I don't know, but I had never done it that way before.
Yeah.
And I remember I was drinking at the place that we
you
all
don't know
worked.
how much is in it.
I know.
Yeah.
I was just drinking slowly, but I was at the place where we all worked, and he just like gave me this water bottle with a coloring book and crayons.
That's
And
nice.
I was sitting at the bar, and he's like, here you go. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did that, and I was tripping pretty good. And my dad came to my birthday party, like at the bar portion of it. And I was like really trying to act normal. I was so tripping though, like on acid. And everyone kept trying to buy me drinks. And I was at the point where I just couldn't drink anything. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to drink this beer. So every time someone would buy me a drink, I'd go pour it out in the bathroom and be like, thank you so much. But I was like really tripping, and I had to like pretend like I wasn't.
But sometimes I think like drinking, like I have this feeling of like I want to drink because it's like I want to feel like some sense of like normalcy or something.
I just couldn't.
Like,
I don't know what it was. I
Yeah.
could not drink. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is not what's happening. And then the third time, if I were to do it, would have been my favorite time because me and Kristen did it at Coachella. Oh wait,
You went to Coachella?
hold on. me
You
and
went to Coachella? How did you afford that?
that was like back in the day, and there was a payment plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Isn't
But-
it like hundreds of dollars? It's like $500, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
payment plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Radiohead was playing. So we really, really, really wanted to see Radiohead. And anyway, we went and we did it on one of the nights. We did not do it for Radiohead night because we wanted to remember everything about that.
Yeah.
But the next night we did. And we just like, it was so fun. Like we had such a good time.
Oh, that's good. So that was your
Yeah.
best experience with
Yeah,
it.
we went to Warpaint. I don't know if you've heard of Warpaint, but they're an all-girl band, and we were like tripping
Oh,
at
that
the
would be fun.
Warpaint show, like dancing around and like feeling the music, you know. And then we just like laid under a palm tree for a long time and like laughed. Like I have not laughed that hard probably since. Like it
Aw.
was so fun, and yeah. That's I gotta say, if I were to ever do an illegal drug such as acid, it might be my favorite one.
Yeah, that sounds great. I feel like I never had like a really like people will have these like mind changing experiences on it, and I don't think I really had any kind of like life changing, mind changing experience. And I also never really had like a super fun one, but it was never a bad trip. It was just like I think the problem for me is my attention span. Because it's like it's long, like it's like
it
8
lasts-
to 10 hours,
Yeah.
and like sometimes like you think you're off of it, but you're not,
Yeah.
and then like you really have to have something planned for the whole time because
Yeah,
if
you
you
do.
don't, it's just like
That's why I think Coachella was good, because it was very stimulating, and there was like that lasts all day. You
yeah,
know? So
yeah. I think that's why like the first time I did it, I ended up leaving the dorm room because I was like, oh, gonna go
because
hang
it makes
out.
me want to party.
Yeah.
Like it makes me want to talk to people.
Oh, really? It does not make me.
Yeah, it makes me want to talk to
Oh, that's
people.
another thing I didn't mention. It makes me like go nonverbal.
Oh,
Actually, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, like I can't really like, and that's why I don't smoke weed too, because weed sometimes does that to me too. I can't like, it makes it so I can't like finish my sentences or like, I don't know what it is about my brain, but like it legit, like I'm like nonverbal, like I can't finish my sentences
That's
or like
funny.
even like organize my thoughts to like formulate words. Yeah. Oh, that's something I forgot about it. Like it makes like the first time I did it, I was
gonna
like
say we
completely
should do
nonverbal.
it, but now I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would do shrooms again, but
Yeah.
actually, I don't know. That's the part that I don't like about it. I get like verbal. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah, my brain just stupid.
No, it's not stupid. Well, I mean, don't do drugs.
Don't do
Kids.
drugs, kids.
Stay in school.
Don't do drugs. But I guess I can talk. I guess I would like to do it now as an adult and see what it would do.
Well, I'm always down.
Yeah,
So you just let me know. I mean, I'm not.
but you have to be okay if I go nonverbal.
Well,
I might
probably
go
be-
nonverbal.
I might be fine with that, but we're not gonna do it anyway because we don't do drugs. But
Yeah, but we don't.
but
So that's that. That's a wrap, baby.
yep.
I hope you guys like that. I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm sick of myself saying that.
I
Guys.
hope you guys like this episode.
I think I say that every single time.
I don't know.
But yeah, guys, let us know your stories. We would like to know
Yeah, write to us. Tell
if you
us-
were to have done it.
Yeah.
What would you have done?
I'm sure you didn't do it, but if you were to do it, what would that experience be like? Do you think?
Yeah.
Perhaps
Exactly. And as always, buy us a coffee.
buy us a coffee, $5.
$5 to buy us a coffee. Honestly, listen, guys. If you made it to this part of the episode, if everybody that like listened gave us $5,
We would have an undisclosed amount of money.
yeah, but like I think we could buy a mic by now.
I think we definitely could.
at least one
Yeah,
or two.
a nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need 2 good mics and a mixer.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's it.
It's probably like $300 total for like a good
Yeah,
setup. We would also have to figure out like where to do it, and we'd have to get like the sound
right.
canceling thingies. But we could do it.
We could do it.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
That's a wrap.
follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
pod. And thank you so much. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye. Mwah.